Hello friends, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel Adapt, Learn and Grow Together. In this session, we will discuss about how indirect, match and index function can work together to solve the business problems. Let us now move to our Excel sheet to understand this better with the help of an example. So, in this example, we will be using problem statement that the user should be able to fetch the profit details for any given month and product combination. So for the users, we have created a small dashboard here where month and catch-up can manually be entered or selected by the user, and basis the combination of month and product selected, the profit details would be shown in this cell. So let us first select a month. Let us keep it as Jan, and here we will select the product. Let us select bread. So here it is showing us the output as 46,000. Let us quickly go to the data which is present in Jan underscore data worksheet and search for the profit present for bread. It gives us the value as 46,000, which matches with the value that we are getting as an output of the month and bread combination. So here we can say that the profit generated by bread in the month of January is 46,000. Now let us understand the formula that we have applied here. We can see that we have used three functions here. One is index, then indirect, and then match function. So this is the formula which we were referring to in our Excel sheet. To understand it better, let us break down this formula into smaller components. To start with, we are starting with the innermost indirect function. Indirect function requires a reference text as a mandatory parameter. For our example, the reference text for the innermost indirect function would be equal to the value which is shown here. The indirect function converts this reference text into real range reference. So the indirect function will return the values present in column A for the worksheet feb underscore data. So here, as an output of the indirect function, we are getting an array having the values of the column A inside the feb underscore data worksheet. This array becomes an input parameter for the match function. The match function takes in three arguments. The first argument is the lookup value. The second argument would be the array which has been returned from the indirect function, which will be referred to as lookup array. And the third value is telling us that we want an exact match. So we know that the array which was returned to us, or which is now known as lookup array, is the values present in column A for the feb underscore data worksheet. The match function here will search for the value present in the K6 cell against the array which has been returned as an output of the innermost indirect function, and wherever it finds an exact match, it will return that row number as an output of the match function. So let us first see the values which are being returned by the indirect function. We can see that the indirect function returns an array with a single column having the values as product, milk, ketchup, bread, etc. Now the value present in the K6, which is the user input, which is bread in our case, will be searched against the array which is having the value as product, milk, ketchup, etc. And it will look for an exact match in our case. This match function will return the value as 4 because if we see the array, bread is present at the 4th row of the returned array. So now we have calculated the output of the match function, which is going to be 4 as it returns the row number of the matched output. Now moving towards our first argument of the index function, which is again calculated using the indirect function. As discussed earlier, the indirect function would need a reference text and would convert that reference text into real range reference. In our case, the reference text is this one, and indirect would return array of values present in column D for the feb_data worksheet. So now we have an array of values which is captured in the column D of feb_data, and we have the row number. So these both arguments, the first one being the indirect here and the second one being the match here. So here we have the array of values present in column D of the feb_data, and here we have derived using the match function the row number value, which is 4. So index function will return the value that is present in row number 4 of the given array, and the value present in the fourth row of the given array, which is column D, would be equal to the profit present for the bread as a product in the February month. So we can see here, if you go to the feb_data worksheet, inside column D, if I go to row number 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, it is having the profit value for the product as bread, which we will get using the index function. So we have an array here, and row number calculated by the match function is mentioned as 4. So 45,000 becomes our output for the bread product in the February month. This is how we can use indirect, index and match function in our case to fetch the output of the KPI, which can be product, sales and expense, basis the input parameters selected by the user, which are month and product. So we can conclude here that indirect function can work with index and match functions to return meaningful insights. I hope you found this session helpful. If you have any questions, need further clarifications, or would like to share a feedback, please share the same in the comment section. We will meet again next week to learn some more Excel functions. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications.